just a short time ago, the Republicans won back control of the House of Representatives, and it was with a great Trump-endorsed candidate, Congressman-elect Kevin Kiley, who is a fantastic person, and I'm very happy it was his vote that did it.
How about that? Man is finally in Congress. Joining me now, Congressman Kevin Kiley of California. Congressman, that had to feel mighty good walking into Congress the first time, did it not?
Yeah, that was an interesting moment for sure. And I didn't really expect that I'd be number 218 to sort of be the person to officially fire Nancy Pelosi from her job as Speaker. But that's the way things came out. And, it was very nice of the president there. And it's certainly nice to be in the majority, to have a chance to really do some damage control here to change the direction of the country, especially after I've been in California for some years now in the super duper minority. So it's nice to be able to have good, sensible legislation that we can pass for the benefit of our constituents.
Well, actually, that's where we're going right now. I hate to drag you back into that area, but I have a California question because there's somebody in your beautiful state that I am very concerned about. This was me a little bit earlier this week. That feeling I used to get when I looked at Barack Obama and I didn't really know who he was yet. And I think about past Jesse and I think, boy, you really should have been paying more attention to that guy because he's going to do lots of damage to your country. That's how I feel when I look at Gavin Newsom right now. Congressman, I'm worried about this person. Should I be?
Well, of course you should be. He is ruining the greatest state in the country, California. This is not hyperbole. I mean, you look at our state for 170 years, we had a population that was growing. It was the state everyone wanted to come to. Gavin Newsom is the person who brought that trend to its breaking point and flipped it around. And so under the last 3 years, under his governorship, for the first time in our state's history, we have had a net population decrease. As a matter of fact, for 3 years in a row, California has led the nation in one-way U-Haul rentals. And when you look at our beautiful state, everything we have to offer, you have to be pretty bad at governing to sort of override all of the good things about our state and make people want to leave. And so California is the perfect case study in the absolute failure of these far-left, so-called progressive woke policies. They're ruining the greatest state in the country. And yes, now Gavin Newsom wants to use them to ruin the greatest country in the world. He says California is a model for the nation. Those are his words. Biden, quite frankly, seems to believe that in many ways. But those of us in California know that nothing could be further from the truth. California is not a model for the nation. It is a warning to the nation.
Can you explain to people who aren't in California, because I'm worried about this guy becoming president, why are people leaving? Because I was stationed there. Shoot, I've spent all kinds of time there, and it really is, it is paradise. It is freaking paradise. So to pack up your stuff and leave California, something has to suck bad. What's wrong?
Well, that's right. We have so many things going for us. Everything you could ever want is here in California. We have our amazing mountains and beautiful scenery and beaches and amazing companies and culture, amazing cities. And yet we have a government that has managed to make it so we're the state that has the highest taxes, that has the worst business climate and regulations, that has the highest level of poverty of any state in the country, that is the worst homelessness by far of any state in the country, that has pretty much the worst education outcomes, especially in underserved communities of any state in the country, that has the most onerous restrictions on personal freedom of any state in the country, that had during the COVID era the most draconian lockdowns across the board when it came to business shutdowns, when it came to church shutdowns, when it came to school shutdowns, when it came to mask mandates, when it came to vaccine mandates, when it came to vaccine passports. Every single step of the way, California was the most coercive state. And so, this is just sort of what we're dealing with here. And in recent years, it's only continued to get worse, but never more so than under the governorship of Gavin Newsom.
Politics is funny, and locations, areas are funny because they change over time. Most people are too young to realize California was actually a reliable red state for a very long time, a Republican state. But more than just California, these blue areas of the country, a lot of places I love, not just California, New York City, these places Do they have a chance to come back? Can they come back? Because it seems like we're 10 million miles away from them ever coming back. I want them to, but it doesn't seem realistic.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the exodus that we were talking about with California, it's even worse, much worse actually, in these major cities in California. For example, San Francisco is now losing residents at a faster pace than any major city in United States history, even faster than Detroit, when basically the city went bankrupt. And so that is just a testament. San Francisco is one of the most beautiful places in the world, and yet it's now become this sort of has this record-breaking rate of people fleeing. It tells you everything you need to know about what's happening in California. And you think about all the policy failures we've been talking about in California. San Francisco is like 5-10 years ahead. Gavin Newsom was mayor there before he was governor of California. So they're really a sign of things to come for the entire state. I do think that they can come back, though. I do think that we have amazing people in these cities and across the state still. And frankly, also there are a lot of parts of California that are not just, completely blue and one-sided. I happen to represent 10 different counties. The one I live in is Placer County, which is a county that is, kind of leading the way in terms of promoting freedom within the state of California. We actually had our schools and businesses open earlier than any state any county in California during the COVID shutdowns. We terminated our emergency earlier than any county in California. And guess where people are moving when you look at migration within the state? They're moving away from places like San Francisco or Los Angeles, and they're moving to places like Placer County, where I live and represent. And so even when you're sort of within a jurisdiction like California that is moving in exactly the wrong direction, you can still try to create the sort of local conditions that will allow, citizens to lead their lives in the way that, our country's been all about since the beginning, the idea of self-government.
Amen. Kevin Kiley, go get him, sir. Appreciate you.
Thank you, my friend. Great to be with you.